activist, writer, board chair of Progressive Democrats of America, pdamerica.org, star of the hit series Mom on CBS, pdamerica.org, the website. Mimi Kennedy, LA is her Twitter handle. Mimi, welcome back to the program.
Tom, I'm so glad to be back on the program with you. Hi.
Hi. It's great to have you with us. So, you know, the last time you were on, we were talking about ballot images, that some of these electronic voting machines actually capture an image of the vote, which could be used for an audit, just like a paper trail. And apparently one of the groups that is promoting this is being sued, Audit USA, or has been threatened with a lawsuit from one of the voting machine companies. What's going on here?
They got what's called a threat letter. Seems to be the litigious bullying society. But what they've threatened is to take Audit USA to court if they don't take off their website the manual that shows election officials how these ballot images can be saved. It's just a choice on the menu. Many election officials, John Brakey found as he went across the United States trying to get people to save their ballot images, they didn't know it existed. They're like, well, we didn't read the manual and we don't know. There's a lot of county election officials that have not been digitally trained or technically trained. So this was part of a citizen education. Here's the manual. Here's what we're talking about. And ES&S is going, no, it's our copyright. But you can't do anything. It's not the code. You can't do anything with a manual unless you have the machine right there. Only the election offices have the machine. And ES&S isn't telling their counties that these ballot images exist. So it seems like a threat. Oh, my God, you're trying to make us transparent. You can't. You citizens, shut up. Go away. No, we're going to count the vote, and as Stalin said, it's who counts the vote. So I guess ES&S is on Stalin's side.
Yeah, so we have two issues here. One is the millions of people who are being illegitimately, incorrectly, inaccurately, or perhaps accurate because they were targeted because they were young, old, or a minority, a racial minority, who are being thrown off the voting rolls all across the United States in an effort that has been championed by Donald Trump and Chris Kobach. And then at the same time, we've got, even if you do end up voting, if your name hasn't been purged from the voting list, you may well be voting on a machine that could be doing anything to your vote.
Anything to your vote. And that's the trouble with untransparent digital counting and fraction counting. As we know, we've done fraction magic and talked about how it's undetectable. But the ballot images are a means of audit. And interestingly, Tom, because the Help America Vote Act had some language about, well, it has to be auditable in case, for a challenge. So ballot images were sort of included and talked about by the vendors as well. We have a picture of every ballot we scan, so you could look at those. And now they're hiding them. Also, I want to caution people. The Republicans are trying to go, oh, ballot images, great. Now that you want those, let's make those the only audit mechanism. Let's never go to the paper ballots. And that's not cool because you could duplicate, you could mess with ballot images digitally. And if you never connected them to their paper source by some sort of percentage, let's connect and see if all these ballot images are really from their source. That would be a percentage audit.
Right.
Do both. You can't just do it by device.
Right.
Federal legislation went down.
And then the third issue is how vulnerable are our election systems, and this would include our voting registration rolls, to hacking. And we know that, at least according to the FBI, that the Russians have hacked into the voting systems and the registration rolls of numerous states now. And according to Trump, the Chinese have done the same thing. And there's some evidence that other countries as well have, Iran specifically, have penetrated, and North Korea have penetrated our voting systems. So what's being done about all these things, Mimi Kennedy?
Well, two federal legislations failed because really our elected officials are scared to tell election offices what to do, our elected officials. So here's my solution and what I'm trying to message. We, each of us voters, we have to protect our own vote. So here's what I'm telling people to do. Go to your Secretary of State, check your registration. In your registration, check if it's not right, if anything's wrong, or if you're not there, call the number there or go down to your office and make sure you're registered. Don't depend on somebody canvassing. You got to go down to the office. And you want to do it online soon, because later they're going to go, oh, you weren't on the rolls because you registered too late. We were backlogged. Number two, if your registration shows that you're a vote-by-mail voter, make sure that you get that vote-by-mail ballot and either vote it and send it in early so it's in election night returns, because anything coming in too near to election night won't be processed and won't be in election night returns. You need to vote the ballot, or if you prefer to vote at the polls, you've got to bring that ballot in and surrender it unvoted, or they won't give you a ballot because they'll assume you used it and you're voting twice. Then you'll vote provisional. Don't get in the provisional batch. It's bad in every state.
Right.
You need to be in the regular ballot batch. So you got to check your registration, note your vote by mail status, take care of either getting the damn ballot. Don't go, well, I didn't get it and I want to vote. They'll go, well, you can't vote. You're going to vote provisional. You got to make sure that you tell the office, I haven't gotten my ballot and I want it. You also need to take a screenshot of your registration and maybe print it out and take it to the polls, because they might tell you, well, you're not here. And you can say, yeah, well, I was here. This is not my fault. Somebody's gotten into your voter rolls. These ways of protecting ourselves can either actually protect us and get us a regular vote at the polls. Certainly obeying all the rules will do that. If you've been purged, these methods will start to create a lot of people who did this and going, something is really wrong. And then we have more evidence so that we don't hear, there's no evidence. It only happened to you. And people feel ashamed. They walk away going, oh, it's made to vote provisional. I don't know why. Well, here's why. They might be gaming you. So stay out of the game and take a screenshot of that registration and know you were on the rolls. And if you're not on the rolls, register now. It's I think there's still a window of opportunity in most states. Don't wait, because they will say, oh, these young people didn't know, and they registered late and it backlogged and we don't have them on the rolls.
Right.
Provisional, though, that's cool. It's not cool. So protect yourself. We have to protect ourselves. Now it's down to that.
There you go. Mimi Kennedy with Progressive Democrats of America, pdamerica.org, and just this extraordinary work that you've been doing for years and years on this issue of voter integrity. Mimi, thank you.
Thank you very much, Tom.
It's great talking with you. It's always great having you with us.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye.